sad to say, I'm getting glad. No, I'm not getting. I'm glad. I'm at to that fucking point that the Dolph Lundgren Marathon is ending very soon because I love Dolph. Love him as an actor, martial artist. Many of his films I love. I've mentioned that many times before and will. Men of War, I Torn Peace, Punisher, Red Scorpion, even stuff like Command Performance, The Defender, The Russian Specialist, Skin Trade. But man, his recent movies, fuck. Whether it be from Shark Lake to Ford Got Tin to Blood of Redemption to Altitude, which that'll be next time because that came out the same year as this. The Wannabe Passenger 57 film starred Denise Richards, where Dolph's the villain, but he never shares any screen time with the main character. And it's in a 12 minutes of the film, and most of that is in a cockpit flying the plane. This movie's called Larceny, and this film seems like it's not even fucking finished. The plot: Dolph is an ex-DEA agent who gets himself caught, put into a prison. He has this group of people, this lady, this guy, and then this big guy that remind me a little bit of Michael Clark Duncan. And the character's name is Tank. So these three people. But Dolph gets himself landed in prison. He has like one little scene where he fights some prisoners. Which if you watch the trailer, you pretty much see the entire fucking scene. At least there's a longer trailer. There's like a shorter long. Just watch the longer trailer. Plus, if you find the longer trailer, it has this good song "Voodoo Child," the version that was done for that shitty Hitman. That not the one with Timothy Olyphant, but the other one. It's a good song, good version of the song. Just watch that trailer, and you've seen the movie. Again, I know there's two versions. I'm going off track. Dolph, now that he's in prison, the reason he did that was because to steal millions of dollars from this drug cartel guy. So he's gotten into prison while these other people, his cohorts, the three of them, go in, they pump in this gas. The lady pretends to be a doctor, which, to be honest, did you really need Dolph to fake himself going to prison? Because it seems like these other people got available to the prison very easily. Like the female who's with Dolph, she's faking as a doctor. She got in very easily. Dolph could have gotten easily too, just faking as a security guard or something, but whatever. I don't really get what was the point of him get himself arrested to go into prison, but they're pumping this gas. Seems like the gas isn't working at first. They get a little struggle with these the guards. Not much to them. All of a sudden, very, almost too simply, they get control of the prison. Because I guess it almost seemed as if there was 5 fucking guards in the entire prison. I know there's more than that, but it feels like there's only 5 fucking guards in this prison. So, again, they take over the prison very easily. And then they have the run of the prison by themselves. And of course, this big motherfucker named Tank is a problem because he's beating the shit out of this guy in the parking lot, and the other guy goes, "Hey, stop it." So I said, I wonder if this guy's going to be trouble later. Yep. Once in a while, it cuts back to Corbin Burnson. I didn't know he was in this film. From Major League, among many other stuff. The Dentist. He's in this film. You know what? I don't even know if he's in it for more than 10 minutes. If you add it all up. Pretty much he makes a couple phone calls to Dolph. Because Corbin Burson's like his boss and his friend. A couple phone calls, and then he gets shot and killed. He's in the middle of the street. A bunch of guys with guns come in, and they shoot him to death. So I was like, wow, Corbin Burson didn't really have much to do in the film. It's very slow. It's very boring. Even though it's like an hour and 20-some minutes, really nothing happens in the middle. Once they get control of the prison, if it's not kind of Corbin Burson making phone calls to Dolph or whoever, it cuts to the bad guy, El Capitan. More like El Capron, El Cajones, El Puto. Might as well call him El Puto. Badly acted, piss poor dialogue delivery. This guy was just. I'm supposed to buy this guy as a tough, scary drug cartel guy. I wouldn't buy him as a fucking principal of a fucking school who's a hard ass, let alone a drug cartel guy. I don't know, just his dialogue delivery I thought was off. It was awful. I'm like, this is the best guy you could get for this job? Whatever. And I was saying before, the film doesn't seem like it's finished. It has this weird sound mixing that I at times sounded off. Either some voices, whether it be like on a phone or something, it sounded like too quiet. Certain sound effects, like Dolph throws this guy off a catwalk, and when it lands, like the way the sound is when the guy lands on the floor is off. Certain gunshots seem off. That's what I mean. It's as if the sound mixing isn't either done or it was half-assed to hell and back. Also, there are odd moments, like when Dolph and the lady are fighting these guards. When Dolph comes in, I swear these guys just literally stand there waiting for Dolph to hit them. Like Dolph hits this guy, and as he's hitting this guy, the camera is on Dolph, and the guy behind him, the security guard, hasn't moved an inch. He's just, and then Dolph turns and fights that guy. It's like, also, there's a moment where after they've taken over the prison and tied up these security guards, a good chunk of the middle is them trying to get into this door because someone hit the panic button and the steel door has closed in. That's where the money's at. So, again, there's four people. Dolph, the big motherfucker named Tank, the lady, and the other guy. The other guy is cutting through the door. That's going to take some hours. Meanwhile, Dolph talks to this one prisoner guy who worked with El Capitan, and he's the same guy that Dolph had amongst the one fight he had in the prison when he was a prisoner. A couple guys come in with guns. Dolph has a shootout with some of them, and then at one point he tells the other guy who's cutting the door, let the prisoners all out. So you think it's going to be this big action scene. That's why I could give leniency to a film like Riot. It's false advertising. Riot doesn't star Dolph, unlike what the fucking cover makes you believe. But it uses prison setting better than a film like this. And actually, it looked like a finished film and had plentiful fights and moved at a pretty decent pace. It has issues, but Riot was alright. Like, if you think Riot is the most terrible thing, watch a film like this. And sadly, Dolph is the star in this. And that's what's sad. Dolph starred in a film and he made a worse prison movie than Riot, which I don't think is that horrible of a film. That's the sad thing of it. But getting to my point, when the prisoners are let go, one prisoner is fighting one of the bad guys. And the guy does this. And then the other side, other view, it holds there for like 10 seconds. And then the guy does something. 10 seconds, well, that's too long. I would say a good, like if you do 1001, 1002, 1003, then the guy does something. I'm like, this should be immediate. A guy going in, it should, it's like the editing isn't all the way finished either. Like earlier when I said that it seemed like the guys are standing there for Dolph to hit them, that seemed like a scene that was going to be edited quicker than it did. Same with when the prisoner grabs this one bad guy in a chokehold, and it stays there for like 2-3 seconds, way longer than it should. And then the guy does something. That's what I mean. Like the editing doesn't seem like it's finished at times. The sound mixing doesn't seem it needs a couple passovers or it's half-assed. It's just an incompetent looking film. I don't know if there are production problems or what the deal. It's an incompetent looking film. It's a very boring film. The tank after that happens, the tank guy is in the bathroom and he's got this sort of sledgehammer type of thing, pickaxe. And Dolph comes in, sees blood, sees that Tank is crazy. They're gonna fight, but then I think that's when the bad guys come in, and then the little shootout thing, and then they let the prisoners out, and the the female lady and the other guy, they take care of some of the bad guys too. Very, I know it seems like I'm not going into much detail, but it's a very, I just saw the film and I'm already forgetting it. So that's how forgettable, lame, inconsequential any of the action is in the film. I mean, the movie begins Dolph Lundgren in a bar watching a soccer game and walking in to this couple having sex in the bathroom and interrupts the guy because he steals something from the guy. A little thing breaks out in the bar. Dolph goes out and gets himself caught, thus going to prison. As everything's fine now and the guy's cutting the door down, when they open it, there's no money in there. That's when Dolph calls Curran Burston. We've been set up. There's no money in here. Curran Burnson walks out and he gets shot to death. And then Dolph is thinking and goes to the big guy Tank, and Tank has the money. So then him and Tank have this whatever fight in the bathroom. And then Dolph shoots the guy. And then some bad guys enter and they're wondering what we're going to do now. And Dolph's like, hey, we got some people. And they use the prisoners, say, hey, we'll pay you this money. You help us. So a bunch of bad guys and guns come in. You're not going to believe this. A bunch of bad guys come in with guns. A bunch of prisoners on the catwalk with guns. You think it's going to be this big action scene, right? And maybe Dolph and others will get involved? No. It cuts to black. And then we've moved on out of the prison. It's just the prisoners going, fire! They shoot. Cuts to black. No action scene. Yeah. So then somehow I already forgot, the lady gets kidnapped. Dolph and the other guy, they meet the other villain. Ooh, the surprise villain. It's this asshole senator that we saw earlier. I think the actor's name is Louis Mandylor. Or how dare I forget, at the beginning of the film, you know the senator is bad because he mentions something about building a wall across the U.S.-Mexico border. I'm not against Donald Trump. You know what? I'm not a fan of Trump, but I don't need the shit in a fucking movie, let alone a fucking Dolph Lundgren movie. Take the shit out. Don't fucking need it. But he's the villain, and the guy's like, hey, I want my money. You're an ex-DEA. And Dolph's like, oh, I gotta surprise you. I never, I wasn't kicked out of the DEA. So this whole time he has been with the DEA. I guess this whole thing has been a setup to get this corrupt senator, as well as El Capitan, the drug cartel. And pretty much Dolph pulls a gun on him, leaves, and this prison bus comes by, and the prisoners, I guess they're A-OK with Dolph, and they take care of the senator guy. And then later on, they take care of the fucking El Capitan drug cartel guy, or more like they surround him, and the guy gets a gun, and I guess you're supposed to assume he shoots himself or whatever the fuck. And then it cuts to our three characters going, and I guess the lady didn't know shit about anything. Like, earlier, she didn't know that Dolph went to that prison. She had to be told by the other guys. At the end, she didn't know. She thought we were going to keep that money. And the other guy's like, no, we can't. Uh, Maybe the next time will be the last job. And she goes, Dolph said this was our last job. She didn't say Dolph, but the three of them get in a car and drive away. And I say, fuck it. I say, fuck it. Fuck these movies. Fuck Dolph. I'm sorry, man, but if you're doing this because your divorce has been going on for 7-8 years, get the shit settled or find other ways to make fucking money, man. Make commercials. Be a voice in a fucking video game. I don't know. Do something else than these shitty fucking movies that's a waste of your fucking talent. I would love to have seen 3 more skin trades than Altitude, Larceny, Shark Lake, Legendary Tomb of the Dragons, Ambushed, Stash House, Four Got Tens, Dead Trigger, which I'll fucking get to. Just a fucking waste. Or does Dolph just have the worst fucking luck? Because this seems like it has production problems. I know Dead Trigger went into a lot of fucking. If you don't know what Dead Trigger is, that's kind of his newest film, which is Dolph with zombies again. But unlike Battle of the Dam, Dead Trigger is the biggest piece of shit. I'll get to that. But God, man. When I started this Dolph Lundgren Marathon, I didn't know how much horrible direct-to-video films he did in recent years. And that's why, once in a while, Punch Your Wounds, Riot, Kindergarten Cop, they're 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 passable considering the other dreck of not only this recent Dolph stuff, but other stuff like Steven Seagal's direct-to-video stuff, some of Van Damme stuff like Kill 'Em All, and what the fuck was that one? Pound of Flesh. I'm done. This shouldn't have even been 20 fucking minutes, but thanks for watching. Take care. Again, bad sound mixing, awkward editing, like odd editing. Seems like it's not a finished flick. Uh, Boring pace, extremely forgettable action, limp story, Dolph's completely fucking wasted, inept direction, unless nothing about this direction. It might as well not have had a fucking director. You might as well have had. It's a freeform. Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't see any direction. What direction? Maybe to the fucking unemployment line you can direct yourself to and not make any more fucking movies based on this. Wasting my fucking time. But now I never have to watch it again. So, thanks for watching. Take care. We're winding down on the Dolph Lundgren Marathon. We only have 2 more left. Altitude. A Dead Trigger. Not to be confused with Silent Trigger, which is a good movie, but Dead Trigger. See you guys later.